going according to plan.
Hey, I brought it, just as you asked me to.
Good! Now just hand over the book and be gone.
Please, sir, you'll keep the promise that you made to me? My sister! You will bring her back, right?
Pitiful sinner. Relax, Anthony, with the powers I possess. A miracle like that would be rather easy. Finally, the Book of Prophecy belongs to me.
No, this can't be happening.
Clever. You have to remember, the Book of Prophecy is yours. You're the one who...
Damn it!
Be gone!
You'd bring my little sister back!
All humans are sinful creatures. Their greed, their arrogance, their existence. Unforgivable.
Oh! My great king and ruler! Please forgive me, sire! May I offer you another? Foolish and vacant dream of a mere mortal!
So, you figured me out, have you? It's been so long.
So, Ollie, it was you! I knew it! Yes! It's all starting! It's all starting! A new age is opening before our eyes! kingdom.
You were supposed to realize our ideal world. It was your duty!
What is going on? What? What on earth? This body can't contain the book's power. Prince Valdo! Retreat! Come on! Move it! We're getting out of here! What? What in the world are you?
I am the creator of this world. Sinful human.
I have no more need of you.
Sokka found this human outside. He was looking for you.
Wait, that's...
Is that you? Forgive me. I searched and searched. I was wrong. I hated the world all this time. I gave up on myself, and then blamed everything wrong that happened on someone else. But I was so wrong. After what happened, I ran away. They think I have the Book of Prophecy. The book is in the desert. The Desert Witch has it. I was honored to be your best friend. Maybe someday we can be...